Okay, hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to learn about projection of planes. Okay, for projection of planes, what we're gonna do is now we have to consider our object or our plane. It could be any plane, any polygon. Structure could be any polygon. So that particular plane is in first quadrant. So, for example, if this is HP, this is VP, and this is HP. So this is our first quadrant, and our plane. Suppose this is our plane, our rectangular plane. So this plane, we are going to draw projection of this particular plane. So now we may have different conditions. Suppose in question it is given the plane. We have a rectangular plane which is resting on HP, and resting on HP on one of its side. Suppose this is our resting side AB. So it is resting on AB on HP, on side AB on HP, and along with this, the horizontal surface makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So while resting on HP on side AB, this rectangular surface or plane or lamina makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. And along with both this condition, first one is resting on HP on one of its side, and second one is while resting on one of its side, the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with HP. Along with these two conditions, this surface also makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. So now draw the projection of plane. So now we have to consider these three conditions, and we are assuming this particular plane because in India right now we are working first angle system. So our plane will be in first quadrant, or first we are following the first angle system. So now this plane is in first quadrant. So now we have to draw the projection of this particular plane. So now what we will do is, for example, let us assume this for first condition, this is our rectangular plane A, B, C, D. So this plane is resting on HP, and for the second condition, this is the resting H. This rectangular plane is resting on HP on this HAB. So now for this, the projection only from top, it will appear as a rectangle, a perfect rectangle, because it is resting on HP. So suppose this is XY, and from the top, if you observe this rectangular plane from the top, rectangular plane, exact dimension to the given rectangular plane, will appear on the top view or on HP. This is HP just below the XY line, and this is VP. So in top view, a rectangle will appear. This is, suppose this is A, B, C, and D. So if you consider this from the top, we will have top view, and if we consider if you have to draw the projection from front, now we have to take this side. So from this side, this plane will appear as a straight line in the reference line because it is resting on HP. So here we will have a front view. So this is, so when we observe this from the front view, a straight line will appear and on the reference line. So from the front view, only B point is, or B corner is visible. A will come right behind this thing because it's a straight line. So here this edge will appear as a single point here. So from the front, we will see only a straight line which starts from point B and end at C. A point will appear just behind this B, and D will appear just behind the C. So this is going to be the front view. So now if this is our top view, and we observe the rectangular plane which is resting on HP on one of its edge. So from the top view, this is the projection which we will get in HP, and from the front, this line we will get in the on the reference line. So for this thing, we can do one thing: just draw the construction line from here, and you can see this projection. This front view will start from here and end at here, and you can provide the names. This point represent ABH. So this is A dash and V dash, and this point represents C and D. So this is D dash and C dash. So this is our first projection, our first step of the solution. Now what we have done till now is we know this rectangular lamina or a plane, rectangular plane is resting on HP on one of its edge. So the top view will be like this. This is the resting edge and AB, and while resting on HP, in front view we will have a straight line from here to here. Now for the second step, while it is resting on HP, okay, just do this thing again. This is XY for while resting on HP. This is ABCD, and this is going to be the front view. This is our front view, and this is top view. Naming A, B, C, D. So this is our resting edge, and this point will represent this side AB. So A dash, B dash. So in front view are always represented by A dash, B dash, small letter with dash, and this point represent D dash and C dash. So this is our first condition in which our rectangular plane is resting on HP on one of its side, this side. Now as per the second condition, this rectangular plane while resting on this side makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. Okay, so this is our first quadrant, and as per the question, we have to show our rectangular surfaces making an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So for that purpose, while resting on this edge AB, so this is our resting edge AB, so we have to rotate this thing in this direction so that the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So this is the angle, this surface, this one A, B, this one is C and D. So this rectangular surface now making an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So in the front view, previously while resting on HP, in the front view a straight line was appearing. Right now this particular surface while resting on this edge on the HP, the size is on the HP, it stays on the HP, and this whole surface inclined with HP at an angle of 60 degree. So now in front view, instead of a straight line, we will have an inclined line which is going to be at 60 degree. Okay, so this is going to be inclined at 60 degree, and in the top view again we will have a rectangle, but it will be, in comparison to the previous one, this length will be here. Suppose this is 30 mm. So when the surface is inclined at 60 degree, this rectangular surface is going to be a little less in length. it is going to be reduced lengthwise. You can observe this thing in this picture here, or you can imagine this thing. If this surface is inclined at an angle, so the resulting top view is going to be a compressed one. So here, for the second step, in which this rectangular surface while resting on HP makes an angle of 60 degree. How to do this? So again, what we have to do, we have to just copy this thing from here to here. In the system, we can just directly select this thing and copy from here to here, or in manual drawing, you can just do one thing. Just measure this length. Suppose this is 30 mm. So from here, I'm going to draw here. First step is to draw here, or just do one thing. In the system, you are just going to copy this thing, and in manual drawing, you have to make this 30 mm line inclined with this XY line, and this angle is going to be 60 degree. And this one is, this point is A dash and B dash, and this is D dash and C dash. Now you have to, from this front view, from this front view, you have to trace out the top view. So again, what you will do is just this, from this point A dash B dash, you know this point represent this edge A dash and B dash. So now this point this point represent this edge AB. So now you have to make a vertical line from this point, and we know both these points A dash and B dash lie on the same vertical line, this one. So now from point A, from this top view, I'm going to draw a horizontal line which will intersect with this line. So horizontal line will come like this and intersect with this vertical line at this point. So this point is going to be A, and again in the same line we have B dash. So from B we will draw a horizontal line. So this point is going to be B. So this is our A, this is our B. Now in the same way we have to trace out this C and D. So now again I'm going to draw a line from here, and from C you have to draw a horizontal line which will intersect with this line. So this is going to be C, and from D again a line which will intersect with this vertical line. So this is going to be D. So this is a point D and this is C. So from now you can connect these points A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. So this is going to be a rectangle. This is going to be our top view when our surface is inclined. So in the suppose here we have 30 mm, so this length is going to be a little less than this one. This may be maybe anything, but should be less than 30. Why? Because we know when the rectangle is resting on HP, front view is straight line. When the surface while resting on this edge inclined to HP at 60 degree, then from the top we will again observe a rectangle in the top view, but this rectangle should be of less thickness as compared to the previous one. So this will be of lesser length. So this is our second condition when our horizontal surface or this rectangular surfaces while resting on this AB edge makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So first what we have drawn, first we have made this top view, then out of this top view we have created the front view, then from this front view we just selected this thing here and copied this thing and rotated it, or in manual drawing we just need to draw an inclined line at 60 degree and length should be equal to this front view. Later we have to trace out the points from A dash B dash. We know at this point we have A dash and B dash, so we have to draw a vertical line, and from point A you need to draw a horizontal line which will intersect with this line. We will get this point A at this intersection. Again follow the same step for the remaining points. Now next third step is when our surface is the previous condition was first it is resting on this edge, and second was while resting on this edge, it is making a 60 degree with the HP, and the third was while resting on this edge, this rectangular surface along with the 60 degree angle with HP, it is also making an angle of 45 degree with the VP. So for that thing, what you have to do again here, if you draw this thing here, initially this is like this, so you can say this is making 60 degree with HP. Okay, so now this is the resting edge, so now you have to rotate it in such a way so that this surface is going to align with the VP. So now what we have to do, just need to rotate this thing. Right now this edge is parallel to VP, so what, or to the reference line. So what we will do, just rotate this thing like this, either this way or at 45 degree. So with this reference line, the surface is going to be aligned. So for this thing, what we will do in the system, we will just copy this thing and paste here, and rotate this thing about this edge. Either take the base point at or take B as a base point or A as a base point, and you have to rotate this thing by 45 degrees so that in the resulting rotated rectangle, this angle should be inclined at 45 degree with the XY line. Or in manual drawing, you can do just one thing, just make a line which will be at 45 degree, because you have to rotate it in such a way that after rotation this resting edge should be inclined at 45 degree. So now is this 45 degree line, just trace out this length AB. So suppose this is from here to here, this one is A, this one is B. So you can just measure this length, which is at 90 degree, and again this is at 90 degree. Just make a rectangle here, CT. So this is the resulting rectangle in which resting edge is at 45 degree with the VP. So from here you can okay, this is taking a little bit of time. What we can do is okay, now what we can do is here like this. From this top view we have to trace out the front view. So again from this point A, create a vertical line, and here again A dash is on the horizontal this reference line, so this is going to be the intersection point. So this point is going to be A dash. Now you have to trace the B dash, which is again on the same reference line. So this point is going to be B dash. Now point C, from here draw a vertical line which is going to intersect here. So this point is going to be C dash. Again now last one is C, and this is going to intersect this line here. So this is our point D dash. Now connect these points, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. So this is going to be our rectangular lamina, which is at 45 degree with the this VP. So in this question what we have done, we have considered a rectangular lamina for first condition. Rectangular lamina is resting on HP, so the top view will be a rectangle of same size as it is given in the question, and from the, if you observe this rectangle from front side, a straight line will appear on the reference line because it is resting on HP. Now for the second condition, while resting on HP on this AB edge, the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So while the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP, so the in front view an inclined line will appear. So from this you have to trace out the points, and in the top view we will again have a rectangle, but will be relatively uh, relatively the length will be shorter as compared to the original one. Now in the third condition, along with these two conditions, first one is resting on the edge on HP, resting on the edge along with resting on this edge on HP, surface makes an angle of 60 degree with HP. Now third condition is while resting on this edge on HP and along with the 60 degree with HP, this edge resting edge makes an angle of 45 degree with the VP. So this is the third condition. So the top view will appear like this, which makes an angle of 45 degree with XY. Just above the XY we have VP. So whatever angle it is making with the XY line, this line, whatever angle it is making with the XY line means it is making with the VP, and whatever here above the XY, this line makes with XY, it means it is making with HP. So this is the basic concept of this projection of plane. Now we will try to do question in this. Okay, we will do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing in AutoCAD. Suppose we have a rectangle of 30 by 20. So 30 by 20. This is resting on HP, and the resting edge is this one, AB, B, C, D. So from while it is resting on HP on while it is resting on HP on this edge AB, top view will be exactly of same size. Now you have to draw from when we observe this rectangular which is resting on HP, the front view will appear as a straight line which will start from this point and end at this point. So this is going to be our front view. To note this thing in front view, A dash, B dash, B dash and C dash. Now this is our first condition while it is resting on HP on this edge. Now for second condition, while resting on this thing, the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. So for that step, just select this thing and copy this thing from here to here. Just select this ortho mode on. Now okay, select this thing, copy base point here. Okay, this is not working. Why? Because of the snap tool. Just click on the right side of snap setting. So in my line only endpoints are highlighted as per this command. So I'm going to select all. Now okay, I'm going to select this. Now just copy this thing from this point to here. So this is going to be copied at this one. Now I have to rotate this thing by 60 degree. Just this thing. Now rotate this thing just to give the rotation angle 60. Now you can check whether it is at 60 degree or not. Angular, this one, 60 degree. Now you have to find out the top view. So what we will do is you have to trace out the point. So this is our A dash vertical line. So from point A, I'm going to draw a horizontal line which will intersect here. From B, horizontal line is going to here. Now from D dash and C dash, this line, vertical line. Now from point D, extend this line. So this from point D going to intersect here, and this point C going to intersect here. So this is our A, B, So this point is, this intersection is A, this is B, and this is D, this is C. Now you can connect these points. A, B, C, D, and A. Now if you want, you can remove these construction line. Okay, see. So when our plane is inclined at 60 degree with the HP, the resulting will be a rectangle or square. It will, we will check it later. So resulting will be a rectangle which is, in which length is comparative to the previous one, is lower than the previous length. You can check this. Previously we have given this length as 30 mm and this width as 20 mm. So now this, after the rotation with the HP, this length become 15, and this will stay unchanged because this is the resting edge and the surface is inclined 60 degree with the HP. So this length is comparatively lesser than this one. So this is going to be the top view. Now as per the third condition, while resting on this edge AB, this is going to be unchanged because it is the resting edge. It makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. Now the third step is, along with these two conditions, resting on this edge on HP and 60 degree with HP, this edge going to make 45 degree with the VP. So now for this thing, what you have to do is just copy this thing, select this thing and make a copy of it. And now you have to select this and you have to rotate in such a way so that after rotation, this resting edge should be at an angle of 45 degree with the XY line. If this makes an angle of 45 degree with the XY line, this means it is making with the VP. Because just above this XY line, we have vertical plane, and just below this XY line, we have horizontal plane. So this line is at 60 degree with the XY line. It means this is inclined at 60 degree with the HP. So now just select this thing, and now to rotate, just select rotate. Now you have to provide a reference point. So now we have to rotate this edge, rotate in such a way so that this edge is going to be inclined at 45 degrees. So either select this point or this point. Out of these two, you can select any one as a base point. Suppose I'm going to select this one. So just provide the rotation angle, which is 45. Now measure the angle between these two, AB, and this is going to be 45 degree. So now this is our front view, in which this resting edge is at 45 degree with the VP. So now next step is to trace out the front view from this point. So just going to construction, now you have to trace out this point A. So this is point A. From here, just draw a vertical line. So this A dash is on the reference, so this point will be extended up to this point. So this point is going to be A dash. Just copy this thing from here. This is A dash. Now select the point B dash. Again, B dash is on the reference line. So this point is going to be B dash. Now you have to trace the point C. So draw a vertical line from this point. Now from C dash, which is at this point, draw a horizontal line which will intersect with this vertical line. So this intersection point is nothing but C dash. Now last one is D dash. From D, draw a vertical line. Again, this will intersect here. So this intersection point is D dash. Now you have to do one thing, just connect all these points with the main drawing layer. So this one is A dash, this one is B dash, C, D, and A. So this is how it will look in the front view. So after removing the construction line, so this is our projection of plane, which of a rectangular plane which is resting on HP on one of its edge AB, and while resting on HP on one of this AB edge, it makes an angle of 60 degree with the HP. And along with these two conditions, next step is to incline this thing with the VP. So while resting on AB, it makes an angle of 60 degree with HP, and along with this two, this edge AB is inclined at 45 degree with the BP. So this is the projection of a rectangular plane. Thank you.